like you, I like your pants.
Oh, you like Doc's pants?
I like Doc's pants.
Yeah, they're very nice pants.
I'll take those boots.
Well, you kids can mix and match a little later after the program. Thanks for inquiring about my motorcycle accident. It was very nice of you there.
Oh, you're welcome. Anybody who drives a motorcycle should be inquired about.
Really? No, you're not you're not a bike. No, you look like you'd be a bike guy.
I was a bike guy after seeing The Great Escape and seeing Steve McQueen, and I had a rip-roaring Honda 50 at the time.
A Honda 50?
That I tried to pull like a Steve McQueen in an apple orchard and got taken off the bike and it crashed, and that's the last time I was in one.
And that was it? And one little experience, you fall down, you don't get back up again? And...
Not a chance, no.
Really?
No. No. It's like, okay, someone's trying to tell me something, I'll park that over there and go get a car.
Now, you a car guy? You seem like you'd be a car guy.
I'm a car guy. I bought my first car when I was 13, actually. I had a...
Oh, me too.
Really?
34 Ford was mine.
28 Ford was mine.
28 Ford, yeah. 34 was a better year. Yeah. But yeah, 28 is good.
34 was more expensive than 28.
And Fred bought them both new.
That's right.
But you know, hey. Now, what did you do with this car when you're 13? I mean...
Well, I pushed it into the garage, and I took it all apart with the help of a guy up the street and the help of my father, and I was driving it when I was 13. When I got it was sitting on an apple crate, and it had no radiator.
And,
yeah, and I was actually cruising down Sunset one day, and all of a sudden I kind of looked to my right, and there pulled up a black and white next to me, and I was trying so hard. You know, it doesn't. You know, the steering on those things is like.
You were 13?
I was 13. And I was heading down the hill on Sunset over by Will Rogers there, and this guy stayed right with me. He was just right next to me all the way down, and I'm fighting the curves and fighting the hill, and my apple box is slipping around, and and finally it's like a mile, and I'm dying, and I figure I'm gone, and I look over at him, and he kind of looks at me and goes, and he took off, and
that's the worst.
So,
did you ever do it again, or did you learn your lesson that time?
No, I did it again.
Oh, you did? You know, you seem like the perfect guy to ride a motorcycle. Yeah. Sure you didn't hit your head when you fell off that time?
No, I didn't. No, God, no.
Now, here's something. Now, I have seen this a number of times. I enjoy watching just obscure cable. It's you on the dating game.
Oh.
On the dating game? Like 15 years old?
It's me, yeah. Yeah. Did I have like a very dazed look on my face by any chance?
Well, you know, people, you're not expecting it. You know, you're looking at it, and you're just going on down like, did you use your real name? I don't think
it's the only one I've ever had. Yeah,
no,
I used...
Because a lot of actors would go on that show as... You know.
I was a jock when I went on. I was at UCLA, and they said, you get to come and you get to choose. I figured I get to win. I'm the guy choosing. And so I kind of figured a way out of it, which was to have my roommate. He said, do you need some tickets? I said, sure. And so I had 3 guys that were somewhere in the audience. I don't know where, but I'd never been on a stage before with lights, and I wasn't paying any attention to the questions I asked, or who answered them, or what they said, and all of a sudden they went to commercial, and Dick Lang said, oh, well, we'll be right back to see who he's going to choose. And now the lights started to go down, and I'm looking like crazy for my guy out in the audience who's going to tell me who to pick, you know. And I can't find him. I can't see him. I can't find him. And pretty soon Dick Lang comes up and turns me around up against the curtain, and I'm having a panic now. I have no idea who to pick. And he's going, yeah, so tell me about football at UCLA. You know, all of a sudden the lights come back up. Now I'm really panicked, and I'm looking for. I can't find them. And they say, who it's going to be? And I said, well, they were all good. And I'm still waiting for my friend. Come on, man, clap twice or something, you know. And
God forbid you make a decision on your own. Yeah, go ahead here.
Anyway, so I picked 2. It seemed reasonable. You know, 1, 3, picked 2 in the middle, and it turned out to be, she's now an actress named Colleen Camp.
Oh,
and at the time, she was training birds at Busch Gardens.
Now, where did you go on your dream date?
Well, before we went on the show, they said one of the couples, dating game couples, is going to go abroad. And I thought, come on, you know, we're like the name couple, we're going to go abroad. Anyway, we went to supposedly have dinner on the Queen Mary and go see David Steinberg at the Troubadour. That was our date. But I didn't go on the date. Colleen got to take who she wanted to take, and probably had a much better time.
Oh, you mean so she didn't go with you after all?
No. Yeah. I had like football games on Saturday night, and she had nothing to do, and so she got to take who she wanted to take.
Were you ever on as a bachelor?
Yes, I was. I lost.
As a picky? Oh, you didn't get picked?
No, I lost. I was out there having a good time.
She had her friends signaling her.
Yes, she did. Oh, man. I didn't see that at all, Jay. I just walked right into that one. Yeah.
Number one, nay, hey.
Yeah. I was out there trying to be funny and have a good time, and everybody else was saying, I would have a date for you that would make me fall in love with you and fall on my knees and all this stuff, and it was awful.
Yeah, it's an embarrassing show. But you're a big practical joker. That seems like the kind of thing.
Well, yeah, I like to have a good time, and on the set and things like that, there are moments not to also, but moments when you can lighten things up and keep people's attitude off working 16, 17 hours a day. But I've gotten into it a little bit. Rick Sutcliffe is a friend of mine.
From the Cubs?
Pitches for the Cubs.
Okay, yeah.
And he actually gets more press from any practical jokes I play on than anything he does on the mound. But the point is, last year I went to Wrigley Field to play in a benefit baseball game, and I played in the game, and this was a lot of people there and press conferences afterwards. And I was wearing a nice suit, and I came back into the locker room to shower and get ready, and Sutcliffe had cut the crotch out of my suit pants. And I'm not talking just slit it, I'm talking 6 feet of material missing.
Right.
And I wasn't wearing any underwear, well, it's true, it's drafty, it's whatever. But the point is, I've kind of vowed, along with probably hundreds of other people who would love to get Rick Sutcliffe back at some time to get him. And he thinks I was part of this, and I've never owned up to it, and I still won't by telling you the story.
Right,
but last year, the All-Star game was in Chicago. Mm-hmm. So some friends got together and purchased a billboard at the Loop in Chicago. And on the billboard, there was a picture of Rick Sutcliffe from his high school yearbook with hair down to the middle of his back. And it said, Rick Sutcliffe welcomes all his friends to the All-Star game for Chicago. And it said, for tickets, and it had his home phone number.
Oh, I can't imagine who would do something like that.
It's a good idea, whoever did it. I don't know.
Gee, I can't imagine who would do that. Now, on your new show here, you play a cop. This is something I've always wondered. Does it help? I mean, you get stopped by a real police officer, and you play like a good cop on a show. Do they cut you any slack?
I play about kind of bad cop on this show, not a bad cop, just a cop who does it his own way. No, it doesn't cut you any slack, zero slack. I was having lunch with Marley just before we started the show, Marley Matlin, and I was actually standing. My car was parked right out in front of the meter, and there was money in the meter, and there was time on the meter, and I was standing at the door letting a lady and her child come in, and I had the door open, and they were walking under my arm, and I was standing there and watched the meter flag go like that. I was 10 feet from it. And so they came in, and as they came in, here comes this parking attendant car, and he kind of slides in with his brakes on, and I mean the car's still rolling. He's out the door, and he's writing.
Right.
And I'm halfway to my car by then, and I said, hey, I'm sorry, I'm moving it. And he says, that's too late. So he says, too late. And I said, I'm playing a cop. It's not too late. They can tear up the ticket. I know that.
Right.
So I kind of informed him about that, right?
Good move.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I get kind of steamed talking about it, but the long and short of it is I was also giving Marley a ride back to the studio, and so she was reading lips from the restaurant, to which brings her out onto the sidewalk screaming at the top of her lungs because obviously she's deaf. She doesn't know her decibel level, and she's calling this guy every name in the book, and that's not exactly helping him write my ticket.
No.
So I got angry enough that what